there's been evacuation orders for your specific area, and you've decided to stay.
I'm here with my children, my father-in-law and my mother-in-law. The air here smells like dead bodies. Every single one I know who hasn't lost someone. My husband is in the US. I hope that we survive to meet him. Hello.
So
You can
Iman Basha, right? That's your name? Bashir.
Bashir.
Very nice to meet you. This is our first time communicating. Somebody had introduced me to your account saying you were in Gaza and you would be willing to speak. So thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for trying to transfer our voice, or at least to talk about it.
Of course. We all want to know what's going on there and what it's like to be there right now. And you are in northern Gaza, right?
Yeah.
And so
I am in
yeah, go ahead.
Jabalia camp.
You've lived there your whole life?
Yeah, I lived here my whole life, and I got married in the same area also.
And so before I ask you a little bit about life in Gaza, I am curious because we all know that there's been evacuation orders for your specific area. You received the orders. I'm sure you saw the pamphlets were falling out of the sky, correct? And you've decided to stay. Can you tell us why?
Because I think my grandparents lived this before, and it was a mistake, and I'm not.
But obviously, internet might go in and out. That's how it is.
Yeah.
So how was the last few days you have? Do you have no electricity, no water, internet, none of it?
None. We have no water and no power in 4 days now. My father-in-law was able to take off a battery of an old car, and we use it to charge our phones for the internet connections. This is Jawad, my middle son.
Wow. So so a car battery is now powering your whole home. The stereotype that Palestinians are crafty, and that definitely exemplifies. You are there now. I'm guessing right now it's what, like a little after 9 a.m.
Right now it's in the morning.
In the morning, yeah. So are there other people still in your neighborhood who've stayed around as well?
A few people are still here. Most of the people have evacuated to the south.
Some people had some issues leaving. There was some airstrikes and such.
I'm talking to you at the moment, and I don't know anything about my parents. I don't know about my family, my father, my 3 sisters, my 2 brothers. I know nothing about them. And by the way, they live like 5 blocks away. And
wow.
They talked to me in the night, and they told me that they were threatening people next to them, and they told them to evacuate, and they were about to, but I contacted them and I told them to come to my house, but my father refused, and I said I'm not leaving my house. And the last thing I know that I kept calling them all the night. I haven't slept, by the way, and nothing. The messages are failing. There is no connection at all. I can't even call it as bad connection. There's no internet connection at their place too. And I know nothing about them. I even wrote something on Twitter to ask the people to contact them, and people from outside are contacting them, and they are not replying. And by the way, like 3/4 of the Gaza camp right now doesn't have internet or power, so we don't know the news. We only hear airstrikes, we only hear bombardments, we only hear shelling, and we don't know where it is. I don't know if my family is alive. I don't know if my neighbors are alive. We know nothing. And if the battery of the car is gone, so it's gone. I think this is why I told you that we need to go fast.
Yeah.
On this live.
Yeah.
This is last time.
And you're there with your children.
Yeah. I'm here with my children and my father-in-law and my mother-in-law. My husband is in the US. He's continuing his MA. He's studying the international law in Wyoming, and he was coming back in December. I hope that we survive to meet him.
Are you able to speak with him? Is he in communication with you
Yeah,
currently?
communicate
Good.
whenever we can.
Good.
And he is also having difficult times to do the tasks that they are asking him.
Yeah.
And he's he's a very strong man, and I hope that he could be able to see his kids.
And does he know? And he knew that you chose to stay behind. Did he support the decision? Did he try to convince you to leave?
Join the live. I have seen a message from him.
Oh, he's on. He's on live.
Yeah.
Great. He knows you stayed. Did he urge you to leave, or does he support you staying?
The Fulbright. He had the Fulbright scholarship,
Mhm.
and the Fulbright usually uh, has this choice of the people who get it. Oh, I'm really sorry. My kid
It's okay.
phone down. Um, yeah. There's this choice in Fulbright where they can take their families, but I think the Fulbright denied this choice for the Palestinians,
Hmm.
and they have Abdurrahim that he can't take us. That's why we're here.
I see. I see. And like you said, you've been there your whole life. For the people watching who know very little about Gaza and about people who live there, how would you describe life there? I mean, even before now, obviously now is even more extreme circumstances, but in general, how would you describe life in Gaza?
It has always been difficult. It has always been difficult, but um this is the wildest war so far. I even was writing something on the Twitter, and I was describing it to somebody like the apocalypse. I feel like it's the end of the world. Um, in my apartment, I was sheltering 18 members from Beit Hanun, and I lived with my father and mother-in-law, and I left the whole apartment for them. But they left in the morning to nowhere. They exactly told me that they are going nowhere. They are going to walk with the people who are walking in the street. There are a lot of people evacuating right now, and they literally have no places. They have, and of course, you know that we have no shelters here in Gaza. We have no shelters from wars. The life has always been difficult, before and after this aggression, this genocide. But we were we were somehow living. Um, the girls I've been teaching, I am teaching the 90 graders.
Yeah.
They were they were learning with the minimum amount of supplies. We were trying.
Yeah.
We're
So you're a
living.
teacher.
Yes, I am an English teacher, by
Wow.
the way.
Wow. Oh, wow. So you're teaching English in Gaza. I'm a former teacher, by the way, but a math teacher. And so that's were you doing that pretty much every day of the week?
Yeah, and I got accepted at Birkbeck in London University
Really?
to study creative writing, and I was supposed to leave this month. And you can see how life is going here. You can see how life was and how is it now. And now we're fighting for the smallest details for the normal life in
Yeah.
Gaza.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to what is happening here, because I know that it is not the truth what people are getting. It's not
Now,
that. Mama.
the Western world largely knows very little about the situation and knows very little about the life that you're living and the life that anyone is living around you. And so, and I know this is a very difficult time, but the world wants to know. The president of Israel even said, I think earlier today, that there's no innocent civilians in Gaza. I'm sure you heard this. How does that make you feel?
um I don't know how to feel actually, but I just want to tell you that at least like save the children, if If there are going to be one part of the people that's going to be saved, save our children. I could give my whole soul to my children, and I don't want them to be hurt. I don't want them to be wounded, but I keep thinking that they are not going to be better than the people who died, the people who left. But this is day 9, and I want to tell you that mosques have been targeted, hospitals have been targeted, um, innocent people have died, pregnant women, kids. Even to this time that I'm talking to you, there are people under the rubble. The air here smells like dead bodies. Not everyone, not every single one I know who hasn't lost someone, who hasn't lost a friend, who hasn't lost a member of family. I I don't know. The Palestinians has always wanted to live in peace and dignity, and that is all I've always wanted.
And thank you for saying these things. These are the things that people want to know. What you want out of life. I mean, everybody's looking for some kind of solution to the situation, and I know you just want a normal life, but what do you see as the solution, whether it's politically or whether it's you know um, independence of a state of a free Palestine? What do you see as the solution?
I You're asking me as a mother who has innocent children. I don't know. I haven't even seek any political uh, place. I haven't wanted to speak politically. I don't want to be. I don't want to be surviving and under the pressure of defending myself while I am surviving. I don't know. I don't know the solution. I know nothing. All what I know is that the Palestinians have always lived here, and this is our land. This is what I know. We have always been in our houses doing nothing, being bombed, finding our family members under the rubble, going to hospitals to find out if this dead body is my sister, my brother, my parent, or my friend. This is what the Palestinians have always been doing.
Is this something that became aware to very young? The life that you live in Gaza, the feelings that you're expressing to me right now, is this something that you were able to feel when you were very young, or did it come gradually as you grew up?
I am the eldest. I am the eldest uh, in my brothers and sisters, and I have always taken care of them. And I have seen my father being taken as a prisoner by the Israeli army. I have seen him in front of my eyes. I am about to become 32 years old, and I have never traveled anywhere but to see my husband, and we were only allowed 30 days. I mean, when I let's talk about funny things, about things that maybe the world thinks it's very easy for them and it's very simple. When I online shopping, do you know that I have bought something a year ago and it has not been received.
Can you
Um,
have you ever received anything that way, or sometimes just things come, sometimes they don't?
yeah, I sometimes have things, I sometimes don't, but the only matter we get it is that it is according to the mood of the 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 Israeli army. If they want this thing to be entered or if they don't want. I even once ordered goggles for diving, but it wasn't because they think of it as it might be used as a weapon. Not everything is allowed, by the way, and mostly the things are allowed are books. Yeah.
Now, um, you said before you just want to live a normal life. Do you feel like this is reflective of the people around you who just want a normal life? Do you think that some people are more angry than you?
Yeah, I believe they are. They are even more angry. I was talking to my friends about the reaction of countries around us, and I told them that I don't care to condemn. I don't ask anybody to write anything. I just want to ask the world if it is logical, not to see, not to watch my my kids' funerals, not their graduations. Is it logical? I'm writing my last, because there is no guarantee that I'm going to be the next hour.
Now,
Is there? Yeah.
so go ahead. I lost you for a second. What were you going to say?
Um. No, nothing. Just nothing.
Yeah. Well. By the way, the world is hearing all of this. We've lost a few of your words just because of the connection, but we're hearing the majority of what you're saying, and we will.
Faisal is.
Hi.
Yeah.
So, this is obviously, we're praying that you live. We're praying for everybody. This is your chance to say something to, let's say, America. I mean, I know your husband's in America right now. What would you say to Americans specifically? What would you say to the rest of the world?
I want to say that I want to live normal life they are living, checking my laundry is wet or dry. If this shoe is small or big, if Faisal is doing good in school or not, if what I am going to wear for my husband in December. What are we going to do? What are we going to buy? استنى يا ماما هيني جاي حبيبي. A normal life that they are having is something that we are fighting for, is something that we are paying our souls for, is something that people are losing members of their families for. That is what we want. A normal, peaceful life. A normal life that I know for sure that I'm going to see my students tomorrow. Where I'm going to make Faisal and Jawad and Rita wear their new clothes to school tomorrow. Where we're going to fight about his homework, if he has done it good or bad. Normal life. I'm really talking on behalf of all of the Palestinians when I tell you that this is the normal life they really want.
I know you said, you came from your answers as a mother. You don't feel like you know a political solution. But if you had to ask something from us, from the rest of the world, what would you ask of us?
I would ask them to read clearly and to think logically. And I'm sure they will find the solution.
Thank you, Iman. I really appreciate you coming on this live and sharing. And I will be posting it probably tomorrow, which is still today for you. I'm hoping that battery has the longest possible life and gives you all the electricity needs that you need. Is there anything else you would like to tell us?
I want to say thank you, and thank you for amplifying our voices, the voices of the weak, the voices of the voiceless. Thank you so much for this, and I hope so many people do the same.
Thank you, Iman. Have a fantastic day, and I'll be checking in with you later.
Thank you.
So,
Goodbye.